listen up, because we need to clear the air about a massive misconception in the modern firearms community. If I had $1 for every keyboard commando who claimed the revolver was obsolete, I could fund my own ammunition plant. Everybody is currently obsessed with high-capacity, polymer-framed striker guns. Don't get me wrong, I carry them myself. But when you step off the internet and onto the firing line, you realize something crucial: the modern wheel gun has evolved. We are looking at a brilliant collision of old school, zero malfunction reliability, and 21st century metallurgy. In a close quarters, grappling defense scenario, a slide can get pushed out of battery, a cylinder keeps turning. I have laid out 8 distinct, purpose-built revolvers on the bench today that completely shatter the outdated narrative. By the time we finish running these, you might just find yourself shopping for a good leather holster. Number 7. Ruger Vaquero. Let us shift gears and talk about a platform that conquered the American frontier, now rebuilt for the modern shooter. I am talking about the Ruger Vaquero. This appeals heavily to the John Wayne crowd, but do not mistake it for a fragile antique. Ruger took the iconic silhouette of the old single-action army and fortified it with modern bomb-proof manufacturing techniques. Up front, you are running a 5.5-inch cold hammer forged barrel. That dense, perfectly rifled steel maximizes powder burn, squeezing blistering velocity out of every single round. Internally, this weapon is an absolute tank. Ruger integrated their reverse indexing pulse system into the action. While that sounds highly technical, out on the range, it simply means the cylinder clicks into perfect alignment with the loading gate every time you rotate it. It turns reloading from a chore into a seamless, tactile experience. More importantly, Ruger modernized the safety mechanism with a patented transfer bar and loading gate interlock. Historically, cowboys carried these with an empty chamber under the hammer to prevent accidental discharges. With this Vaquero, you can safely load all 6 chambers and ride hard without fearing a drop fire. The traditional hardwood grips feature the legendary plow handle angle, allowing the gun to naturally roll up in your hand to mitigate recoil. Chambered in .357 Magnum, it will comfortably digest cheaper .38 special ammunition all day for training. Finished in a blinding high-gloss stainless steel, and featuring that classic crescent ejector rod, it tips the scales at a hefty 44 ounces. That massive weight profile absolutely eats recoil. For roughly $900, you are investing in a generational firearm. Number 6. Smith & Wesson 629 Mountain Gun. If you spend time hiking deep into the backcountry, you learn very quickly that heavy gear becomes a liability. Smith & Wesson solved the weight problem for outdoorsmen with the 629 Mountain Gun. This beast is built on their legendary large end frame, and it is chambered in the Lord's caliber, the .44 Magnum. It gives you 6 massive bone-crushing rounds of insurance when you stumble into an apex predator's living room. The engineering brilliance here lies in the heavily tapered barrel profile. By shaving off unnecessary steel, they drop the unloaded weight down to just 39 ounces. In the world of big-bore magnums, that is incredibly light. To keep that brutal recoil from shattering your wrist, it comes equipped from the factory with Tyler Gunworks Bear Hug walnut grips. The geometry of that wood spreads the violent energy transfer across the entire meat of your palm rather than punishing the web of your hand. The barrel measures exactly 4.13 inches. As an outdoorsman, I consider that the ultimate sweet spot. It is short enough to clear a chest holster in a fraction of a second, yet long enough to maintain a lethal sight radius. Up top, it features a Patridge-style front sight with a solid gold bead. When you are aiming under a dark canopy of pine trees, that gold bead catches ambient light brilliantly. It is entirely forged from stainless steel to survive harsh weather, and the cylinder edges are chamfered for a slicker draw. Best of all, Smith & Wesson deleted the controversial internal key lock on this specific model. It is a $1,200 life insurance policy for grizzly country, and it will not fail you. Number 5. Heritage Roscoe. Moving into the concealed carry space, we have a revolver that bleeds old-school detective swagger, the Heritage Roscoe. Holding this gun feels like stepping onto a 1940s movie set. Unlike the dull, polymer finishes dominating today's market, this features a stunning, high polish gloss over carbon steel. It is chambered for the legendary .38 Special Plus P. That cartridge has a century of proven ballistic data showing it absolutely drops threats. Heritage opted for a 3-inch barrel, and from a tactical standpoint, that is a massive advantage. It provides enough rifling to properly stabilize the bullet and guarantees a complete stroke of the ejector rod to quickly clear spent brass. You get a traditional 5-shot cylinder. There is no complex manual of arms, just a heavy double-action pull that goes bang when you need it. The sighting system is integrated right into the frame. You are working with a serrated ramp blade up front and a fixed rear trench. Because there are no adjustable sights to snap off, it can take a serious beating. It features beautiful wood panel grips that complete that vintage aesthetic. Internally, it utilizes a modern transfer bar safety system, ensuring safe everyday carry. Unloaded, this compact frame weighs just over 23 ounces with an overall footprint of 7.5 inches. Priced at an incredibly accessible $390, this is a phenomenal entry-level steel revolver for defense or collection. Number 4. Ruger Bisley. For the handgun hunters and precision shooters tuning in, this next segment is for you. Let us break down the Ruger Bisley. The Bisley grip geometry is heavily respected in the big bore community, and for good reason. The backstrap sits at a much more vertical angle compared to a standard plow handle, When you touch off a heavy load, that grip angle redirects the recoil impulse straight back into your arm, rather than violently whipping the muzzle upward. This specific model is chambered in the highly respected 44 Special. It is an absolute sweetheart of a caliber, throwing heavy lead projectiles without the deafening concussion of a Magnum. You are looking at a 5.5-inch barrel featuring a specialized 1 in 20 rifling twist rate. That specific twist stabilizes big, slow-moving lead slugs with pinpoint accuracy. It comes equipped with serious target sights, pairing a front ramp with a fully adjustable rear notch, allowing you to dial in your specific hunting loads perfectly. The frame is wrapped in black laminate grips that aggressively resist warping from moisture or heat. The carbon steel is finished in a deep, rich, traditional bluing. Safety protocols are handled by the proven transfer bar and loading gate interlock. Weighing in at a substantial 45 ounces, the mass of this revolver completely tames the 44 Special cartridge. At $800, you are getting match-grade accuracy and custom shop feel right out of the box. Number 3. Smith & Wesson 686 Plus Mountain Gun. Now we are stepping into heavy-duty, professional-grade territory. This is the Smith & Wesson 686 Plus Mountain Gun. The Plus designation is critical here because it means they machined 7 chambers into the cylinder instead of 6. When you are fighting for your life, one extra round of .357 Magnum is a massive tactical advantage. Built on the robust L-frame, this revolver is over-engineered to handle a relentless firing schedule of full-power Magnum ammunition. Just like its bigger brother, the barrel is heavily tapered to drop the unloaded weight to an incredibly balanced 35 ounces. It points incredibly fast. It carries the same 4.13-inch barrel length, giving you a lethal combination of bullet velocity and sight radius. You also get that high-contrast gold bead front sight for rapid target acquisition in compromised lighting. The stainless steel construction guarantees it will survive high-sweet environments and severe weather. Smith & Wesson implemented a ball-detent lockup on the yoke to keep the cylinder locked tight as a drum during ignition. They also heavily beveled the front edges of the cylinder, totally eliminating sharp corners that snag on clothing during a concealed draw. Once again, they deleted the internal locking mechanism, giving purists exactly what they demanded. Retailing at $1,100, this is the ultimate hybrid revolver, perfect for duty use, home defense, or backcountry survival. Number 2. Diamondback SDR, coming in hot at number 2, is a relatively new player that is absolutely dominating its price bracket. The Diamondback SDR, which stands for Self-Defense Revolver, Diamondback recognized a huge void in the market for a premium, 6-shot carry revolver that did not require a 2-year custom shop waiting list. It flawlessly handles both .357 Magnum and .38 Special Plus P. They went with a 3-inch barrel, which I firmly believe is the Goldilocks length for an inside-the-waistband wheel gun. The major selling point here is the metallurgy. The frame and cylinder are entirely forged from stainless steel, not cast. Forged steel aligns the grain structure of the metal, resulting in extreme structural integrity. They even took the time to machine a 45-degree target crown at the muzzle to protect the rifling from impact damage. The factory sights are mind-blowing for a production gun. You get high-visibility fiber optics, featuring a bright orange front and a green rear configuration. They are low profile to prevent snagging, but they immediately grab your eye in daylight. The double-action trigger is exceptionally clean, breaking smoothly between 9 and 11.5 pounds without stacking or binding. A major tactical upgrade is the serrated push-button cylinder release. It is incredibly intuitive and speeds up your reload time significantly. Weighing just under 24 ounces, it ships with a Hogue Black monogrip to soak up the punishment of Magnum recoil. At $650, the SDR completely disrupts the market by offering elite features at a working-class price point. Number 1. Smith & Wesson UC Titanium. Finally, we reach the apex of concealed carry engineering, the Smith & Wesson UC Titanium. This is not just a firearm, it is a masterclass in weight reduction and deep concealment. The absolute headline of this platform is the weight. It weighs 13 ounces empty. Let that sink in for a second. 13 ounces. You can drop this in a pocket or clip it inside gym shorts and it virtually disappears. They achieved this engineering miracle by pairing an aerospace-grade titanium cylinder with a scandium aluminum alloy frame. But do not let the featherweight profile deceive you. This is a fully capable 6-shooter chambered in the highly effective 32 H&R Magnum. That cartridge shoots incredibly flat, generates manageable recoil, and allows Smith & Wesson to bore 6 holes into a cylinder size that traditionally only holds 5. The barrel is an ultra-compact 1.88 inches, keeping the overall length to just over 6 inches. Internally, the factory upgraded the endurance package to ensure the lightweight frame does not warp under continuous firing schedules. For low-light engagements, it comes standard with an X-Sights tritium front dot surrounded by a bright green photoluminescent ring. That gives you a glowing sight picture in total darkness. The rear sight is a highly visible dovetailed black U-notch. This weapon is configured as double action only. The internal hammer completely eliminates the risk of snagging on pocket fabric during a panic draw. It features synthetic, aggressively textured boot grips that lock into your hand without printing through a t-shirt. And yes, there is no internal lock to compromise the action. At $750, it is a highly specialized piece of tactical equipment. But if you require a defensive tool that remains absolutely invisible until the moment your life is on the line, this is the undisputed heavyweight champion of lightweight revolvers. Alright, that wraps up the breakdown on the bench today. We just ran through 8 absolute powerhouse wheel guns that prove the revolver still commands massive respect in the modern era. Now I want to hear from you. If things go dark and you have to defend your home tonight, which one of these are you pulling from the safe? Are you relying on the 7-round capacity of that 686, or are you prioritizing the ghost-like concealment of the UC titanium? Drop your thoughts down in the comment section below and let us get a solid debate going. If you found this tactical deep dive helpful, do me a favor and smash that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and hit that bell icon so you are notified the second we drop new content. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay safe, and keep your powder dry.